evening and welcome to Scientia Academy. I'm Sunish and today we will be discussing the topic units and measurements. We'll be discussing problems from this particular topic, and as I have mentioned in my previous video, we will be discussing the NEET and IIT-JEE crash course for the subject physics. So we will be discussing like five questions from each topic. That's how it's gonna be throughout the series of this crash part. So the first topic which we are going to discuss is units and measurements. So let's go to the first question. So we have a question here: a metal sample carrying a current along the x-axis. The density is given as Jx, is subjected to a magnetic field Bz, which obviously means that it is moving along the z-axis. The electric field Ey, which means that the electric field is along the y-axis, and it is directly proportional to Jx as well as Bz. Then what we have to find here is the constant of proportionality. So based on what is written in the question, can I write Ey is proportional to Jx and Bz? It's given in the question from here to here. It's already mentioned over here. I'm just writing that part. So I can write Ey is equal to a constant times Jx times Bz. And I can write that constant is equal to Ey upon Jx and Bz. Now if you consider, let me take another color just for to show that yellow is fine. So E by B, you can see that E by B is C, right? So those who do not know what is C, it is the velocity of light. So K is equal to C by J, and J is current density, which can be given by I by A. Its unit is going to be ampere by area is meter square. So you know the velocity is meter per second, so which is meter per second times J, and J is meter per second times ampere per meter square. This meter square goes to the numerator, and what we are going to get is meter cube by ampere times second. So that is going to be the unit of our constant of proportionality, and we have option B as the answer. Right? It's an easy question. Then we will go to the second question. Let's go to the second question. And let me change the color. Red is fine. Yes. Time, velocity, and angular momentum. Here the angular momentum is, they have asked us to consider it as h, so you consider that as h. Generally angular momentum is represented by the letter L, as you are familiar with. So the question what they have asked here is if the fundamental quantities has been changed to time, velocity, and angular momentum, right? In terms of these, what is the dimension of mass? So based on the new physical quantities, right, that we have considered, that is the time, the velocity, and angular momentum, what would be the dimensions of mass? This is what we have to find. Now let's consider that the mass, I'm representing it by capital M, is proportional to the time is given t to the power of x, velocity to the power of y, and the angular momentum to the power of z. And we know what is the dimension of mass, m to the power of 1, l to the power of 0, t to the power of 0. Time period is m to the power of 0, l to the power of 0, t to the power of 1, the whole to the power of x. Velocity L t to the power of minus 1, m to the power of 0, l to the power of 1, t to the power of minus 1, the whole to the power of y. And angular momentum, L is actually equal to mvr, which is basically mass times the velocity times r is distance. So we get that as m l square t to the power of minus 1, right? So m l square t to the power of minus 1, the whole to the power of z. So when we evaluate m to the power of 0 and x 0, 0 and y 0, 1 and z, l to the power of 0 times x 0, 1 to the power of, minus 1 to the power of y is y, and 2 to the power of z plus 2z, and t to the power of x minus y minus z. Evaluate the exponents on LHS and RHS. We understand m to the power of z and m to the power of 1, so z is equal to 1. Similarly, this y plus 2z is equal to 0, right? And 2z, we know z is 1, so y plus 2 is equal to 0, so y is equal to minus 2, right? So similarly, take the power of t, which is x minus y minus z is equal to, here LHS t is 0, so x, y is minus of minus 2, y is minus 2, right? Plus 2 minus 1 is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 1. So x, this should be minus 1, y should be minus 2, and z should be 1. So what is the answer? Our answer is option A. Clear? This is a very simple question itself. So let's go to the third question. So the third question, what we have is a screw gauge with a pitch of 0.5 mm and a circular scale with 50 divisions is used to measure the thickness of a thin sheet of aluminium. So before starting the measurement, it is found that when the two jaws of the screw gauge are brought in contact, the 45th division coincides with the main scale line and zero of the main scale is barely visible. So what is the thickness of the sheet? If the main scale reading is 0.5 mm and the 25th division coincides with the main scale line. So we know the least count is 0.5 by 50. It's given 50 divisions, 0.5 mm. It's going to be 0.01 mm. Similarly, what is the zero error over there? So yeah, 45th division coincides out of the 50 divisions, so it's basically 5 times 0.01 is the least count, so 0.05 mm is what you're going to get as zero error. So the total reading which we need to find is 0.5 is given over there, right? Plus 25th division times 0.01, which is the least count, plus this zero error, which is 0.05. When you do all these things, we get the answer, the reading is 0.80 mm. So we know we have an answer, and that answer is option D. Clear? Right. So now let's move to the question number 4. Right. A physical quantity P is described by the relation P is equal to A to the power of half B squared C cube D to the power of minus 4. And the percentage error in A is 2%, B is 1, C is 3, and D is 5%. So it's given. So delta P by P, we know the relative error formula is half times delta A by A plus 2 times delta B by B plus 3 times delta C by Z plus 4 times delta D by D. So if you multiply every single thing with 100, what you're going to get is the percentage error in P when you multiply it by 100, when you multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100, multiply this by 100. So whatever you're getting here, these are all the percentage error in these individual quantities. So half times percentage error in A is 2% plus 2 times B is 1% plus 3 times C is 3% and 4 times percentage error in D is 5%. Do the math, you get 32%. So 32% what you are going to get here. So we have an answer. Option C is our answer, right? Perfect. Now we are going to a question. The next question is question number 5, the last question. So I will change my color to which one? Sky blue. Yeah. So an experiment is performed to obtain the value of acceleration due to gravity g by using a simple pendulum of length L. In this experiment, time for 100 oscillations is measured by using a watch of 1 second least count and the value is 90 seconds. The length L is measured by using a meter scale of least count 1 mm and the value is 20 centimeter. The error in the determination of G, this is what we have to find, right? Delta G by G percentage, that's what we have to find. Let's see. So the time when they have measured, it was given as 90 plus or minus 1, right? This is the measured value and this is the error. If that's the case, what is delta t by t? Because this is the error by the value that we found, 1 by 90. So L, length, what is the length? So 20 plus or minus 0.120 in centimeters, and 1 mm is the least count. I have converted that to cm, that is 0.1 centimeter. So what is delta L by L? Similarly, 0.1 by 20. That's it, right? Now we are going to find delta G by G times 100. So this will give the percentage error in the measurement of G, right? The measurement of G, which is acceleration due to gravity. As we know that the time period is 2 pi root of L by G, 2 pi root of L by G, and we know in squaring what we get, T squared is 4 pi square L by G, and G is 4 pi squared L by T squared. So if I want to find that delta G by G, I'm going to get delta L by L plus 2 times delta T by T, right? So delta L by L, I know the value is 0.1 by 20 plus 2 times delta T. Delta T by T is 1 by 90. When you solve this, you're going to get 0.027, right? So delta G by G percentage error, if you consider that's 100, that you will get it as 0.027 multiplied by 100, you'll get 2.7 percentage, which is actually option B. So we got the answer. So all my videos are mostly gonna be like this, small videos, concise, and different types of question. So if you have any particular doubt in any of this content, please do let me know. And if you do not understand any of the steps, please do let me know that too. So please, I repeat the things again. So if you have any kind of concerns, please comment, and please subscribe the channel, and please do share with your friends if you find this content helpful. So for the next topic that we are going to discuss for the NEET and JEE crash physics, you guys just comment below the topic, comment the topic below please, and based on that we will be discussing that portions. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day guys. Bye bye.